Hello everyone and welcome back to Amity Bloom. My name is Nazi for those of you who are new to the Amity Bloom family. Today I am very excited to finally be back to show you guys the newest collection of journals that I have created. I cannot tell you the amount of fun that I had with creating every single journal. They're definitely a lot different than my usual bohemian, more vintage style journals. They're filled with color. And I was really inspired by the feed sacks, the floral feed sacks. If any of you guys purchased the Bloom textile embellishment kit, you know how amazing these floral feed sacks are. And I wanted to incorporate them into a project. I wanted to create a journal from that. And so I decided to go ahead and create a set of 8 tag style journals. They're a lot bigger than the previous ones that I have created, and fill them up with color, with pretty papers, and with these beautiful vintage floral feed sacks. What I love about the journals, apart from the beautiful colors of the fabric, of course, is the shape of them. They are made to make like little tags, so they're little tag booklets. And I created 4 sets of more of a yellow tone and 4 sets of a greener tone. These are perfect for those of you who you really love color and you love working with color and you like more of this vintage and colorful look as opposed to more antique look. They're more of that junk journal style of a notebook. So let me go ahead and show you a couple of flip throughs of the journals that will be available in my Etsy shop. Alright, so starting off with the English floral journals, I decided to call it that because this is some really beautiful, really vintage floral fabric that I had in my collection. The cover is of a floral cotton and I found it at an antique store, and I absolutely fell in love with the beautiful florals that were on this cover. It reminded me of like an English garden where you'd have like a cup of tea or something like that. Really pretty, and all of them have the same exact floral fabric on all of them. The only difference with all of the journals is that they have a different feed sack stitched onto the cover. What I really like about the cover is that the floral feed sacks not only serve as a beautiful decorative fabric piece, but they're also a pocket. What I love about it is that you can also put a tag inside of your pocket, and I just think this is so cute because you have a tag journal, and then on top of your tag journal you can put a little tag in your pocket. So I think that's just a really cute added touch. So let me start off by showing you the first one here. All of the journals are very similar on what's on the inside. Of course, it's different fabrics and different papers, but the layout is what tends to be the same with all of the journals. And you will see all of the pages inside of the journal come from vintage books, vintage paper pads. They're all papers that I have found from thrift stores, flea markets, estate sales. They're not papers that you go to purchase them from like a craft store. And what I like about this layout is that it's perfect for documenting, let's say, a birthday, or it's perfect for documenting and journaling because you have so much space to do so. It's not overly decorated as opposed to my, big textile journals, which tend to have a story to them or a particular concept to them. With these, I really wanted to create them so that they were decorated for you, but that you can still put in your own special touches and you can easily journal in them without being scared to mess it up, or without being scared if your pictures or your washi tape go with the style, which is something that I get a lot of questions about, is how to go about journaling in a journal that you're scared of messing it up or that you don't want to ruin it. And the thing that I can say to that is that when a journal is written in, you are not ruining it. A journal doesn't become a journal in my eyes until you have written your thoughts, written your memories, put your pictures in there. That is when a journal really becomes a journal. And as you can see, as I'm flipping through these pages, I really wanted to give you enough space for writing, enough space of collage papers that you can put your pictures in. Here is a wallpaper pocket, which I really like. I had so much fun decorating these journals. It was kind of like I was decorating a journal for myself. I loved including these really old vintage book pages from old children's books. and I just love the illustrations. And then I made pockets out of music pages and children's workbooks. Feed sacks included all throughout, vintage ledger. You can see that on the sides I created little paper collages, and the great thing is that they can flip out if you need more journaling space. What I love doing with this is taking, for example, a tag, a picture or something. You can tuck it in behind, or you can washi tape it to it so that this flips out and you can still journal on the page. So I really love including that in this style of a journal because it just makes it more fun and more quirky and more colorful. This is what I love about this style, is that there's no rules to it. You can put whatever you want. And I love how it looks. I love how all of the papers go together. These are some vintage sewing book pages. And so you can flip these out and then you have your pretty little fabric tags. So this is basically what the fabric tag journals look like. And this one has a green fabric as the pocket as opposed to this one. They're pretty much all the same apart from obviously the fabric on the front. The same types of pages and the same style of decoration. It's just I use different papers and different fabrics. But they're really, really pretty. I loved including little mini fabric flip outs throughout. Vintage wallpapers. I can already imagine putting your pictures in, collaging with your pretty papers and washi tape, and then journaling about it. It's super easy to include your own flip outs in here, and what I love is that I use a special type of binding technique that allows for every single page. It doesn't matter if it's the front of the book, the middle of the book, or the very back of the book. It always lays 100% flat, which is perfect if you want to add tip-ins of envelopes or of pictures or of extra pages that you have in your collection. So these journals are intended to be customized and to be decorated and filled with your pretty and special papers. I've been getting a lot of requests and messages to create journals that are a bit more simple than my big textile covered journals, similar to the types of journals that I created in the beginning when I started Amity Bloom. They were very colorful. They weren't as vintage or as antique as my textile covered art journals that I create. Obviously, those are so incredibly beautiful in their own style. And I know a lot of you really missed this colorful type of scrapbook junk journal style that I started creating when I first opened up my Etsy shop. So I'm really happy to present to you guys these fabric style journals. They are filled with beautiful fabrics, beautiful papers. You're getting a little snippet of the collection of my personal feed sacks if you weren't able to purchase the Floral Bloom feed sacks in the textile embellishment kit. Then you are most certainly getting them in these journals. They are absolutely cute, and I cannot wait for you to feel the fabrics. They're just amazing. Most of the time when we're creating a journal, or many journal creators, we tend to make a journal, make a story, antique it, make it look vintage, and make it look old. But these journals already have elements that are vintage, like the floral feed sacks. That has so much history to it already. And these vintage recipe pages that were passed on through generations. Ledger paper, old children's book pages. These are pages that have history to them already and naturally. So I didn't feel the need to age this more than it is already, you know, just with the symbol and the history that these old papers and these vintage fabrics have. I think that's what makes these journals really special and really unique, is that the history is there, the vintage aspect is there, and it's perfectly set up so that you can go ahead and journal freely and easily whatever you want into your cute little tag journal. So that is the set of green tag journals. Now it's time to take a look at the beautiful sunshine yellow floral tag journals. Yellow is such a bright color, and it really does make you feel happy when you see it. It's a really bright and inviting color. So if you are a yellow lover, I am so happy to be presenting these journals to you, as they're the first journals that I have ever created in this beautiful kind of starburst sunshine yellow. So let me go ahead and show you the first one. So this is the first one that I'm going to be sharing with you all. It has a beautiful yellow floral feed sack as the pocket, really pretty little buttons, and the fabric, I cannot get over it. It's a vintage linen fabric, and it has a beautiful floral design onto them. And just so that you know the difference, this is a vintage linen fabric and this is a vintage cotton fabric. So going in, as you can see, same types of papers, the exact same layout, using vintage wallpapers, using vintage fabric pieces. This is really cute, and here I didn't make a flip out, but I made a little pocket on the side as well as a pocket on the inside. But you can see that the beautiful colors continue to be spread throughout, just like a pretty little rainbow. All of these little paper flip outs are perfect for tucking in photos or for attaching your papers and pictures with washi tape, kind of like little tip-ins. They're perfect as tip-ins. This is very similar to how I have my personal journal set up, using pages that are very basic to begin with, decorating them with pretty papers with pretty fabric, and then you go in and you add your personalization and you customize it to your heart's content, which is what I really love about journals, is that no matter what journal you purchase or what journal you make, you can customize it to make it your own. And I really think that these journals inspire that. This is the second one. You can see that this one has that same fabric pocket piece as this one, but this one has a little bit darker tones up at the top, just so that you can see the difference between each. And I really love the color combinations that I use to decorate the journals. As you can see, sticking to lots of pinks, blues, really inspired by the feed sack colors and just going along with the fabrics. I am obsessed with these really pretty vintage children's book pages. They just make your journaling look so lovely and so special. Here's one of my wallpaper pockets. You can really stuff these journals with your ephemera, with extra pages. I love taking journals and adding in extra pages with tip-ins, like with washi tape. I love doing that because it just adds more character, and not only does it give you more paper space and more journaling space if you need it, but it makes it more quirky, and it's all of the papers that obviously are included in the journal, but the papers that you tend to add and the pictures that you tend to add. So here is this one. This is the next one. Now this one has a really pretty pink feed sack pocket with some really cute buttons on the cover. I love these vintage recipe pages. You also have some nice cardstock quality pages, which are perfect for watercoloring, or if you want to do some art journaling, like with paint, on those pages, giving you different type of pages so that on one page you can write on the other page you can collage. On this page you have a pocket. On this page you can leave it blank and add your journaling on the bottom. And this is the style that I tend to use the most in my journal with me videos, just because this is the style that I used to create my very first journal, as you've seen me use time and time again in my journal with me. This is the style that I created my first journal out of. This really quirky and eclectic method of combining all your pages, all the different types of fabrics, of creating different pockets and little paper collages. And I wanted to bring that back because I know that's the style that we all know and love, and it's a style that's very easy to journal on. So there's that one. This one might be one of my favorites just because I love the contrast of the pink and the yellow. I think that's really, really sweet. And then here's the last one, a really pretty floral feed sack with these tiny little flowers. And then there's the back. My mom, she is not a fan of yellow, but when she saw these journals, she thought they were the cutest thing ever. And my sister actually made her one of these as well, exactly the same, except for her I included a couple pages of some puzzle books that she likes doing, just so that she can also use her journal as like a workbook, which is a great tip. If you want to create this type of journal for, like, let's say your kid, definitely include this style of pages where they can read, they can circle words, they can color pages in, they can do word search. You know, when I create journals for my sister, I really like including, instead of recipe pages, workbook pages and puzzle pages, because not only can she journal on the pages, but then on the other page she can have fun and take it out with her as she goes. So that is a nice little tip in case you're wanting to make this style of a journal for your daughter, for your son, and, you know, just put in the colors that they like. So I think that this journal not only is perfect for documenting and journaling, but it's absolutely perfect as a kid's journal. So if you're wanting to create a journal for your son or your daughter, this is definitely a journal that will make them happy, that will make them excited to be creative and to document their life in as well. So this is the entire collection of my really cute and really pretty floral tag journals. So if your heart spoke out to these journals and you'd love to purchase one, they will be available in my Etsy shop tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will leave the time in the description and in the comment section. So I really hope that you guys loved these tag journals. I knew that I had to come up with a journal collection that really emphasized the beauty of the floral feed sacks. And not only this, but to celebrate the beauty of the floral feed sacks and for celebration to Mother's Day, I also am having a 30% off on all of my Bloom digital feed sack printables that are up on my Etsy shop, just as a way to say thank you for all of the love that you guys have shown me, and also to celebrate Mother's Day. I had this sale for Mother's Day weekend, but I am extending it a couple more days. Just for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, you have a couple more days to appreciate that coupon. So if you haven't purchased the Bloom digital printable set, then definitely go ahead to my Etsy shop and purchase them. And then, of course, if you already have the digital set and you purchase a journal, can you just imagine the beautiful decorated papers of the feed sacks that you can include? I just think that's adorable, especially because a lot of the feed sacks that I used are included in that digital printable set. So you can have the real fabric on your tabs, but then you have the scrapbook type of papers on the inside. So I just thought that was really cute too. So thank you so much for taking some time and taking a look at this really cute collection of floral feed sack tag journals. I really hope that you guys enjoyed it, as they're really pretty and they make anybody really happy. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time to spend with me on this beautiful Mother's Day weekend and on this beautiful Sunday morning. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video, and of course, if you're interested in taking a look at the Bloom bead sack printable kit that I have on my Etsy shop that is currently on sale, definitely click the link below to my Etsy shop. And if you're interested in purchasing one of the journals, then definitely click my Etsy shop at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you so much for spending your time with me. Happy Mother's Day to you all. If you're a mother, or if you're celebrating Mother's Day with your lovely mother, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day, of course, filled with peace and love. Bye-bye.